The morning started in chaos. Maya Ramon stood in her cramped apartment kitchen, juggling a phone call from the daycare, a crying baby, and a half-burnt piece of toast. Her 6-month-old son, Ibrahim, was sick again. His tiny body burned with fever, and every cough made her heart twist in worry. She whispered softly, "Shish, Mama's here, love," rocking him in her arm while glancing at the clock. 8:37 a.m. She was late. Again. Maya worked as a junior marketing assistant at Hendrix Global, a corporate empire known for its impossible deadlines and a CEO so feared, most employees barely breathed when he walked by. Adil Hassan, 37, brilliant, cold, and always composed, the kind of man who seemed allergic to mistakes. And now, Maya was about to make the biggest one of her career. After dropping Ibrahim off with her mother, she raced to the office. Her hair was damp from the hurried shower, her eyes rimmed with exhaustion. By the time she reached her cubicle, her phone was already buzzing with reminders, client calls, reports, and a follow-up meeting with her manager. Then, amid the noise, a message popped up from her pediatrician. Hi Maya, please make sure Ibrahim takes this syrup twice daily. Here's the prescription. There was a PDF attached. Half-focused and anxious, Maya clicked forward. She meant to send it to her mother, Ami, saved in her contacts. But in her haste, she typed the first letter A, and her email client auto-filled, Adil Hassan, CEO. Before she realized, she hit send. 2 seconds later, the blood drained from her face. Her inbox mocked her. > Adil.Hassan@HendrixGlobal.com. Subject: Ibrahim's cough syrup prescription. Oh no, 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 she muttered, hands trembling. She'd just sent her baby's medical note to the most intimidating man in the building. She considered running to IT and begging them to recall the email, but before she could act, her screen blinked. A reply. From Adil.Hassan@HendrixGlobal.com. Subject: Ibrahim's cough syrup prescription. Doctor's coming. Maya stared, blinking in disbelief. Doctor's coming? What did that even mean? Was he being sarcastic? Did he think she was asking for a sick leave excuse? Her pulse quickened. Maybe this was his cold way of saying, "You're done here." Her worst fear came true when a message from HR appeared minutes later. Mr. Hassan wants to see you in his office immediately. She felt dizzy. Grabbing her laptop and a trembling sense of courage, she made her way up to the 40th floor. The elevator seemed to crawl, her mind racing through every possible apology. When the doors opened, the air itself felt different, colder, sharper. Adil's office loomed at the end of the hallway, all glass and marble, overlooking the city skyline. His assistant nodded silently and gestured for her to go in. Inside, Adil stood by the window, his hands in his pockets. He didn't look up right away. "You sent me an email." Maya's voice shook. "Yes, sir. I'm so sorry. It was a mistake. I was trying to send my son's prescription to my mother. I read it," he interrupted. His tone wasn't angry, just flat, controlled. Maya swallowed hard. "It won't happen again, sir." He turned then, not with fury, but something else in his eyes. Thoughtfulness, maybe. "Your son's name is Ibrahim." She blinked, caught off guard. "Yes, he's sick, just a fever and cough. The doctor says it's viral. I was just tired this morning and didn't realize." He nodded once, as if considering something. Then, he picked up his phone, tapped a few buttons, and said simply, "A doctor will meet you at your home in an hour." Maya stared, confused. "Sir, you're leaving for the day. My driver will take you home. I'll have one of our company physicians check your child." Her eyes widened. "Sir, I can't, that's not necessary, It's already arranged," he said, glancing back at her. "You're no use to this company if you're worrying about your baby from a cubicle." The words should have sounded harsh. But they didn't. They sounded kind. Maya felt her throat tighten. No one, not even her manager, had ever spoken to her with that level of understanding at work. "I don't know how to thank you, sir," she whispered. "Don't," he replied. "Just take care of him." He returned to his desk, already focused on a new document, dismissing her gently with a nod. Maya left, still dazed, unsure if the whole thing had been real. That afternoon, true to his word, a sleek black company car pulled up in front of her building. A polite driver helped her out, carrying a small pharmacy bag. Inside her apartment, she found a doctor, the same one who handled executive health checkups for the company, already waiting. He examined little Ibrahim carefully, gave her medication advice, and assured her it was just a mild viral infection. I was sent by Mr. Hassan, the doctor explained with a small smile. He said to make sure the baby's comfortable. Maya couldn't stop the tears that welled up. It wasn't just relief, it was shock. She'd spent months working under the weight of fear, late nights, skipped lunches, trying to prove herself. Yet the man she thought was unapproachable had done something profoundly human for her and her son. Later that evening, after Ibrahim fell asleep peacefully, Maya sat on the couch staring at her phone. A new email arrived, greater than from adil.hassan@hendrixglobal.com. Subject: Ibrahim, I hope he's feeling better. Take tomorrow off. Your report can wait. She typed back hesitantly, greater than, thank you, sir. He's resting now. I truly appreciate what you did today. A moment later, his reply appeared. Greater than, no thanks needed. I was raised by a single mother. I know how hard that road can be. Maya sat back, heart full. Suddenly, the CEO's distance made sense. The precision, the coldness, it wasn't arrogance. It was armor. That night, she rocked her baby to sleep, thinking of how strange life was, how one accidental email had peeled back the mask of a man everyone feared and revealed the quiet compassion beneath. The next week, when Maya returned to work, something subtle had shifted. Adil still ran the company with his usual intensity, but every now and then, when he passed by her desk, she caught the briefest flicker of a smile. And whenever her phone buzzed with an update from daycare or her mother, he never said a word, just nodded, almost imperceptibly, as if to say, go ahead, answer it. That single mistaken email hadn't just brought a doctor to her door. It had reminded her, and maybe him, too, that even in the sharpest corners of the corporate world, a little compassion could change everything. At 10:12 a.m., Maya Rahman realized her entire morning had been one long sprint. She'd spent the night nursing her 6-month-old son, Ibrahim, through a fever that wouldn't quit. Now, half awake and running late, she juggled her phone in one hand and her office ID in the other as she rushed into Hendrix Global, one of Karachi's most ruthless corporate towers. Maya worked under Adil Hassan, the CEO, a man so disciplined and stoic that his silence was more terrifying than most people's anger. His name alone made employees sit straighter. And now, on 3 hours of sleep, Maya was about to accidentally email him her baby's cough syrup prescription. By the time she collapsed into her cubicle, she already had messages piling up, marketing reports, campaign revisions, and one urgent reminder, meeting with Adil at 11 o'clock. Her phone buzzed. It was her pediatrician. Greater than, hi Maya, Ibrahim needs this syrup twice daily. Attaching the prescription. Relieved, she downloaded the file, clicked forward, and started typing, Ami, to send it to her mother. Her phone buzzed again, a Slack notification, a calendar alert, her screen flashing from all directions. Without checking, she hit send. Then her stomach dropped. The field glared back at her. Adil.Hassan@hendrixglobal.com. No, she whispered, fumbling to cancel, but it was too late. The CEO now had a copy of her baby's medical prescription. Her mind raced. What if he thought she was unprofessional? What if HR got involved? She was still in her probation period. Tears stung her eyes. Then, ping, an email notification popped up. Greater than from Adil.Hassan@hendrixglobal.com. Subject: R.E. Ibrahim's cough syrup prescription. Doctor's coming. Maya froze. Her breath caught. Was that sarcasm? Was he mocking her? Or worse, had he completely misunderstood? Before she could decide, another email appeared. Greater than from HR Department. Mr. Hassan would like to see you in his office immediately. Her pulse quickened. She wanted to vanish into her chair. When she entered his glass-walled office minutes later, Adil was standing by the window, tall and impossibly calm. He didn't look up. You sent me an email. Yes, sir. I'm so sorry. It was a mistake. He turned then, eyes sharp but not angry. Your son's name is Ibrahim. She blinked. Why yes. You mentioned in the thread that he has a fever. Maya's face burned. I didn't mean to. It wasn't professional. It was human, he said simply. Then he picked up his phone, spoke a few quiet words, and turned back to her. You're leaving now. A doctor will meet you at your home within the hour. She stared. Sir, what? You're exhausted, Ms. Rahman, and your child is sick. I'll have my driver take you home. But sir, my report can wait, he interrupted. Go. Maya walked out in stunned silence. For weeks, she'd seen her CEO as an unfeeling machine, and yet, within minutes, he'd done something no one else in the office ever had. He cared. Part 2. The doctor's visit. Maya was still reeling when she got home. Her mother looked surprised to see her so early, baby Ibrahim bundled in her arms. Beta, what happened? You look pale. I think my boss sent a doctor, she said, half in disbelief. Her mother frowned. Your boss? The scary one. Before Maya could answer, a knock came at the door. Standing there was a man in a white coat, holding a medical kit. Mrs. Rahman, I'm Drive. Farouk. Mr. Hassan sent me. Maya blinked. He actually did. The doctor smiled kindly. Yes. He asked me to make sure your son is comfortable. The visit lasted half an hour. He examined Ibrahim, reassured her that it was a mild viral infection, and prescribed better medication. When he left, he handed Maya a sealed envelope. Inside was a short note. Take 2 days off. I've cleared it with our. Don't worry about work. A deal. She sat there, holding the note like something fragile. Later that evening, as Ibrahim slept peacefully for the first time in 2 nights, Maya drafted an email to him. Sir, I don't know how to thank you. Ibrahim is doing much better already. I appreciate your kindness more than I can express. She hesitated before sending it, then pressed send anyway. 15 minutes later, his reply came. I'm glad he's better. No need to thank me. I was raised by a single mother, I know what it takes. Rest. Work can wait. Maya's throat tightened. She hadn't told anyone at work she was a single mom. Somehow, he'd seen right through the exhaustion she'd been hiding for months. Over the next few days, she noticed small changes. When she returned to the office, Adil wasn't any less strict, but there was a subtle difference, a nod when she arrived, a quiet, good morning, that no one else received. During a meeting one afternoon, he glanced her way and said, Ms. Rahman, what's your take on this strategy? It was the first time he'd ever asked her opinion directly. And when she spoke, his attention was steady, unwavering, not as a boss assessing an employee, but as a person who respected her. Later that day, as she packed up, she received another short message. How's Ibrahim? Maya smiled. Healthy and smiling again, she wrote back. He replied with just one word. Good. That night, she watched her son sleep, his tiny hand clutching her finger, and whispered, You've got someone watching over us now, little one. Sometimes life spun its strangest miracles out of mistakes. A missent email had brought not humiliation, but humanity, and in the cold corridors of corporate power, that warmth was worth more than anything else.